good evening and Happy New Year. Welcome along to this Matchday live show on a very cold Monday evening at the start of January. Leicester host West Brom here at King Power Stadium, knowing that a win will send them into the top half of the Championship table. Kickoff is in just under half an hour's time, and we've got all the action right here on Matchday Live on Fox's Hub with me, Dan Bates, Simon Grayson and Matt Elliott, two former Leicester City defenders, are with me in the studio. Great to have you. We won last time you were here, Derby at home, so fingers crossed you're a good omen.
Lucky omen.
And we get more of the same. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, same to you both.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I saw you New Year's Day, didn't I?
Yeah. Mixed results when I'm
Yeah.
We'll try anything. Anything works. Bring the Harry back every week if that's what works. But it's a big game tonight, isn't it? It's going to be difficult circumstances after last game and the cold weather, atmosphere, etc. Players got to lift themselves,
I guess just channel what happened in that game you were here. The last time they were at home, they won, played really well, worked hard against Derby. It's got to be more of the same thing.
Yeah, it has. Look, you can have, I think last time, you can have a bad game with the ball, but doesn't stop you from running around, making challenges, and Leicester public want to see people give wholehearted performances, and there probably hasn't been enough of that this season. When they do it right, they get the just rewards, and that Derby game is a good example of that. Probably not the most pleasing on the eye performance, but it was a win, and same again tonight can send everybody home happy again.
Yeah, they've got to be solid first and foremost, haven't they? As Simon says, they can't expect from themselves to go out and produce, amazing, free-flowing, entertaining football right now, because circumstances don't dictate that really. So, it's going to be a bit of a grind, you imagine, today. West Brom have got a terrible away record, to be fair, which Leicester were hoping to take advantage of, really. But it's two teams who are not on top of their game, shall we say, are going up against it. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle.
I think that's one of the key points, that Leicester start the game brightly, the first 10, 15 minutes, try and cause the anxiety, the nervousness within that West Brom team because of the run that they're on at this moment in time. So get out of the traps quickly, hopefully get an early goal and settles everybody down.
Yes, anyone that has been watching may have looked behind Simon Grayson and Matt Elliott and seen Jeremy Monga on the screen there. That is because he is starting this evening, the 16-year-old, for Leicester City. He is one of three changes to the team that lost to Sheffield United on New Year's Day. As well as Monga, in also comes Jordan Ayew and Hamza Chowdhury. Out go the two Thomases, Silko and Luke, as well as Steffi Mavididi. It's Ricardo's 200th appearance for Leicester City, so we'll come on to that a little bit later on in Matchday Live. So congratulations to him. We think he'll be at right back, and we think Hamza Chowdhury will be at left back. That might be a case of as soon as they line up, we realise we've got those two the wrong way round. We'll talk about that in a moment. Anyway, this is the team then. It's Stolarczyk in goal, Ricardo, Okoli, Nelson and Chowdhury across the back four. Skip and James in midfield with Fatawu, De Cordova-Reid and Monga supporting Jordan Ayew. The bench reads as follows: Begovic, Mavididi, Daka, Vestergaard, Page, Marçal, Thomas and Naluko. Silko and Luke Thomas there. Of course, I'll start with you, Matt, because obviously you were here, you worked the Sheffield United game with us. I think we all expected changes, didn't we, from the team that lost on New Year's Day. Three of them, one in particular, Monga, we'll talk about him as well, in the full-back positions there and also up top.
Yeah, and I think they're all justified, really, when you look at it. You don't want to make too drastic a change because, you can end up chopping from one lineup to another, from game to game, and over a period of time, that just breeds even more inconsistency than we've seen already. So I think he's trying to limit it to a degree as best he can, but at the same time, I think those changes probably, if not overdue, have been made at the right time. Really, I think it's fair to say Luke Thomas has not been on top of his game, and you can look at the conceding of goals a number of times. Where Luke's been involved, but without being too critical. But Mavididi has looked a little bit out of sorts, really, a bit over recent times as well. So I think Monga, although despite his tender age, he's been given another opportunity from the off, really, which is probably not ideal. But he has the confidence and he has the ability to go and make a mark.
I think with somebody like him at such a young age, he's got no fear in his game, to be fair.
He's not phased,
Experienced players, when you're going through a tough time, can have baggage with them mentally. They can suffer from them sort of difficult moments and they can relive them, and it might not be easy to get over that obstacle. Whether young kids at 16, 17 have that youthful exuberance, run around, that passion, that desire to go and show the public what they're capable of. When I don't know the details of the rest of the team and why it's selected at times, but you just think at home, Luke Thomas might be a little bit of a better option, getting forward a little bit more on the left-hand side rather than Chowdhury is more of a stay-at-home fullback, I would say. You want to take the game to West Brom tonight, but look, it's easy to sit here and analyse it when you don't know the full outlook of fatigue, numbers from physios, etc.
Yeah. No, I think maybe Luke's just maybe a little bit of time for a rest. He'll come back again. It's happened to him before, and he's come back into the
and he always bounces back well.
Yeah, on a number of occasions actually, in different ways. You know, in terms of he went to Sheffield United for a bit, didn't he? And you think maybe never see him again. He comes back, forces himself back into the reckoning. So I think it'll be just a sort of a little bit of a pressure reliever, shall we say, from the manager in that sense. But I know what you're saying, Larry, in terms of the fullbacks getting forward, which we mentioned before. It's not something that Leicester sort of overly encouraged. I don't think it doesn't seem that way, but it would be nice, to have that facility. We'll wait and see how the game develops, I suppose. Perhaps Pereira, wherever he plays, the onus will be on him a little bit more to go and join the attack. Yeah,
if you're watching us, please do get involved in the comments section, be that on YouTube or on Facebook. That's exactly what Bubba has done. He says, evening all. I had a great weekend. I'm hoping that the Foxes can continue that tonight. We need a big bounce back at the King Power Stadium. Kyle Foster says he thinks it'll be a 2-1 win to Leicester. He's referenced, the 11th or the 12th day of Christmas. So one final gift tonight would be nice, Matt, wouldn't it, from a Leicester point of view? And I guess someone like Jeremy Mongo, but let's just talk about him for a moment. We've briefly spoken about him. He's, as you said, he's got that youth on his side, absolutely no fear. And whenever we've seen him, he keeps the ball well, Matt, doesn't he? He can take a man on. The ball almost seems glued to his feet. So maybe it's an outlet, it's something different.
Oh, his technical ability, is immense. You see that straight away. You just touched on some of the reasons why, but he has that confidence to receive the ball in tight areas, goes past players with guile and with skill rather than just out and out pace. He's sharp enough, but listen, I don't think anyone really doubts his ability. Perhaps surprised a little bit when he first comes through, but now you know what he's got there. It's just about how much he can develop it really and utilise it. And decision making, I think, really, because we haven't seen too many times. He's done ever so well and got in good positions. This is probably his best moment, and in terms of actually finishing off, cutting inside, shows his potential there. He could go either way. He's a nightmare for defenders to deal with, and he will go on and have a wonderful career, I'm sure, as is everyone else. But right now, it's about sort of developing that end product, if you like. Sometimes he gets past his man and the cross isn't quite what it should be. But on this occasion, that's what defenders have got to be wary of. And hopefully he can bring that tonight.
I think what Leicester got to try and do tonight is give him the ball as early as possible, making so he settles into the game quickly, has a good couple of minutes where he takes a defender on, and then you just keep feeding him, and then the defender might think, wow, I'm in for a tough night. We've all been there. Yeah. When different players are playing against you, give you a tough time. Give it to him and see what he can go and do. Look, he's going to make bad decisions, but also with his talent, he's got a likelihood that he can maybe find a pass, find a cross, or even find the back of the net with an opportunity from distance shooting wise as well.
When you actually look at him, and he does do tricks, Matt, but actually even that goal is a good example. It was a little fake shot, wasn't it? And then a push past the defender. He doesn't do anything that you're looking and thinking, wow, that was extraordinary. But he manages to beat a man every single time.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's like he doesn't just knock it and go, but it's just got natural balance, hasn't he? He sort of glides past people, I suppose, is probably the best way, and he can go either way. And Simon would tell you himself, I'm sure, as a semi-regular full-back, stroke wing-back. If you've got someone who can go either way, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't know where you're going. So if he's got decent pace, you want to knock it past the defender to start with. If you don't win that race, then you give it to him and you want to dribble. If you've showed him one way and he takes that opportunity, next time you'll show him the other way. And if you're two-footed like he is, it makes your night very difficult. So in terms of all his tricks, you look at, say, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he first came to Man United, it was all step overs, and that's been taken out of him over the years. And with Monga at this moment in time, he might try a few tricks, and you've got to run with it. That he's a young player that's trying to express himself and do something for the team in a situation where the team is struggling a little bit.
Yeah, but it brings us nicely on to our next talking point, Matt, of a player, and that's Ricardo. 200 appearances for the club. He scored his first goal of the season against Birmingham, assisted by this man, Jeremy Monga. And again, it just shows you what he's got in his locker. Again, we saw his goal. Also now we can see other elements of his game, and picking out a great ball as well, and Ricardo on the end of it. We'll come on to him in a moment, but again, that just shows Monga, again, his quality.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see more of it down the line, but I'm sure that will come. But here you go, a little bit of creativity there. It's not only effective in 1v1 situations there. It's a give and go, use other players, that's good. Again, it gives the fullback yet another problem to deal with, doesn't it? But could have whipped that in, possibly left foot, backed himself on his right peg, puts it in a good area. There's Ricardo, as he very often does, and hopefully will do tonight, arriving late at the far stick and slots it away beautifully, doesn't he?
Yeah, I remember we spoke to Ricardo after that, and that was late on. Leicester were 1-0 up, and he was sort of, he's been brought on, maybe contained defensively, and he's like, suddenly I found myself in the box. He knew he had to score in that moment. But
typical player not listening to the coach.
But he's got that quality, hasn't he, Ricardo?
Look, to get over 200 games is outstanding for an individual to do that. He's been very consistent over the years, had a few injuries over the years as well, but he's a captain, he's a leader, he's got to lead by example, he's got to be in that dressing room as we speak at this moment when the players go back in, he's got to be talking to the younger players, offering his advice, his guidance, galvanising them, letting them all know what's required tonight. That's what you want from your captain as a coach or a manager.
Yeah, I think you'll get all that from Ricardo. There needs to be other players as well who follow suit, really, and help him along in that front. But as a player, he's been a delight, hasn't he, to watch since he came to the club. It's been a bit of a shaky time of late, and Ricardo probably admit himself he hasn't been at his very best. Injuries have hampered him, you feel, but at the same time, he's still a top quality performer. And so at times, he was as good as anyone in that fullback role in the Premier League.
Potentially could be the second best fullback to play for Leicester.
Ever for Leicester, yeah, exactly. There you go.
Well, did he play fullback? Did he?
Oh, about Pontus Kamak and people like that.
I was thinking Wits myself, but there you go.
He is so universally liked as well, Matt.
Nice
Ricardo, whether that's in the squad. I mean, he's captain for a reason. I think to be a captain, you've got to have the respect of your teammates, haven't you, of the coaching staff. Whenever
I wouldn't say so. I was captain. Larry was captain. It doesn't necessarily follow, mate.
That's where it stops.
Whenever he does anything with us, he's fantastic. He's affable. He's a great person. The fans absolutely love him. He's one of the fan favourites as well. And that probably underlines, Simon, really the type of character he is as well.
Yeah, look, he seems to play with a smile on his face as well. Look, you don't play with a smile on your face when you're getting beat or losing. Of course you don't. But in difficult moments, you've got to enjoy yourself. Football's a short career, so enjoy what you're doing. Even through the tough times, make sure that personality of yours, if it's a positive one to the rest of the group, that it transmit to everybody. And be very humble. As you said, he's a fan's favourite for a reason, because if people are outside asking for autographs, I'm sure he's the first one to acknowledge them. There for charity dues, etc. So it's not just what people do on the pitch, it's what they do off the pitch as well, which matters, and the respect.
Yeah, just on the results then, Matt, after what happened on New Year's Day away at Sheffield United, you're looking at the senior players like Ricardo, aren't you, to maybe stand up and say something? Yeah,
that's why I mentioned before. I think this is not just on Ricardo, it's the more experienced players, because there are quite a number of younger players involved in the team and certainly on the bench or in the squad as a whole. They'll need guidance and they'll need assistance as well. So I'm sure Ricardo will be at the forefront for that. And one other thing that he needs to be recognised for as well is his determination as well. He's a nice fella, excellent player, all those things we've mentioned, but he's got grit and determination. One, to make it to the level he did, but two, to come back from those injuries that he received, which were career-threatening, really, on a number of occasions.
Yeah, multiple injuries, yeah, but 200 games for Leicester. Congratulations to Ricardo, certainly. Right, let's concentrate on the game tonight, or in particular on the one on New Year's Day against Sheffield United, because after that game at Bramall Lane, Marty Cifuentes spoke to our commentator, Niall McCorn, and was honest about conversations that had been had in the dressing room about this difficult moment Leicester are in.
It may be some reasons that I think the guys know already, but obviously there are some things that I can share, I cannot. But at the same time, it's my responsibility to make sure that this is not happening. And we're working really hard on behalf of the club, on behalf of the supporters, to correct those things. And yeah, there is no hiding in the fact that we have not been good enough to build a good run of results.
In terms of the few positives from today, the two youngsters you brought from the bench, Jeremy Monga and Louis Page, had an impact when they came on. You must have been pleased with their showing.
Very good, showing personality, exactly what we needed in terms of trying to keep the ball for longer, trying to progress high on the pitch, be able to take on and to go 1v1 against the player, and they did really well.
In terms of looking forward then, obviously a few more days to wait until the next game. Is it about drawing a line under this one and looking ahead? I guess that's all you can do at this point.
Definitely, we need to learn from what happened today, and we need to keep improving. And there is no doubt that we need to make sure that we get help as well, because at the moment we got some injured players. So hopefully we can recover someone, and at the same time now an important part of the season. So hopefully we can manage to regroup and offer a much better performance in front of our supporters.
That was Marty Cifuentes speaking after the game at Bramall Lane. At the end there, he was talking about playing in front of the supporters. That is, of course, referencing the game tonight against West Brom. We are now just over 10 minutes away from kickoff. If you haven't been able to get to the game today, then as ever, everything is available for you on Fox's Hub. Depending where you are in the world, then the game you can watch with us. Commentary is with John Dunn and Jerry Taggart. There are international half-season passes available for £90. You can also listen to all the action wherever you are. There's Listen Live monthly passes also available. If you sign into the app, there's a chance to win a 1992 retro shirt, which I think we established.
Yes. Nice shirt, that.
A nice shirt.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Good memories for you.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Winning at Wembley and that.
Yeah, you can win a 1992 retro shirt by signing into the app and becoming a member. So good memories for Sam and Grayson, and hopefully at home, if you win that, you can win your very own 1992 retro shirt. A couple of minutes, Matt, before we hand over to the commentary team, and just off the back of what Marty was saying there, he sort of alluded to the fact that conversations had been had in the dressing room. He said, there's some things I can share with you, there's some things I can't, that will obviously stay in the dressing room. Hopefully tonight, simply put, we see a reaction.
Yeah. Listen, you can read between the lines on that, can't you, and make up your own mind as an individual. But you would hope that plenty was said, and plenty has been said over recent times, because it's disappointing, isn't it, that the inconsistency. It would be deflating, regardless. But when you know that Leicester have that capability, that potential within the ranks, and they're not producing it regularly enough, it's difficult to take for some people, supporters, and performances are just, I don't know, like a good performance is followed by a non-performance at times, really, and I don't know, a few people scratching their heads and everyone's looking at different reasons why, but I'm sure that no one's searching any harder than the manager and the players, and hopefully we'll see the outcome of that tonight. They've got to stir themselves again, because it's not going to be an easy environment to play in tonight. No,
I think as well, when you're the manager and you're seeing your team being as inconsistent as Leicester are at this moment in time, it is very difficult, because you don't know what you're going to get from one game to another, and you're trying to drop on a formation, you're trying to drop on a solution to get consistency, and Leicester just can't seem to get that 3-4 wins on the bounce. I wouldn't know off the top of my head, but as a team being able to do that this year, win 3-4 games on the trot, probably not. That's why in the league position that they are at this moment in time. And tonight is a good game in one respect, that West Brom are there to be beaten with their record. On the other side, it is going to be it could be a tough night because I don't think there's going to be a sellout. It's going to be cold out there. So the players have got to give the support something to cheer about tonight. And that's why the first 10, 15 minutes got to see tackles, energy, forward passes, forward runs to get people on the edge of the seats to really back the team tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I was going to ask it, but I think I will, because currently it says outside it's -3. Does that affect you as players?
Not really, I don't think so, because we've got the desire and the hunger that we want to do. We'd be wearing short sleeves tonight, no gloves and stuff like that. In the past, you run around, you're getting paid, you're doing your job, and it's our responsibility to go out there and entertain and ultimately put what went wrong in the last game as well. That's the biggest incentive for the players tonight, to prove people wrong, because there's lots of criticism at this moment in time. Make sure you go out and put on a performance. Even if you draw, have no questions asked about you tonight with your commitment and your energy and your enthusiasm.
It shouldn't affect the players. I mean, personally, I used to like it the colder it was. It sort of woke me up a little bit. I hated it when it was hot. I'd be having cold showers and everything before the game, even in a game like tonight, just to get the body moving. But it might affect some of the subs. They need to keep tabs on how they're feeling, etc. Keep warmed up well. But no, once you get into game mode, you're just up for it, and regardless of the weather conditions.
Maybe a little bit more running round just to get warm then, which
well,
hopefully we'll see this evening.
Put it that way, yeah.
Against West Brom. Right, we are just under 10 minutes now away from kick-off here at King Power Stadium. That means we can hand you over to our commentary team. John Dunn is alongside Jerry Taggart. Before you hear from the pair of them, here's a little explainer of what is available to you on Fox's Hub and how you can get it.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Fox's Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Fox's Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Fox's Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Fox's Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.com. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the match.
Good evening everyone, and welcome to Fox's Hub for the first Leicester